Hey guys, Griffin Dahlberg here with Twin Cities Peppers. We're going to go ahead and do our number one update. It's May 28th, 2020. So I planted these things out last Wednesday. It's been about a week and 1 day. So over here, plant number one is going to be our Carolina Reaper. Good looking pepper right now. So you guys, I planted in ground inside in January, which I now know is too early for me. You know, I don't like to put it out that early, put them in that early, because they'll start getting root bound in their pots, and it's kind of a hassle to upsize the pot twice. A Bitchalokia times Sugar Rush Peach. Here we got our Ahi White Fantasy. It's the white variant of the Ahi Fantasy, which is typically yellow. Doing really good as well. So I'll give you up top shot there. Looking really good though. So here's the Sugar Rush Cream. Another great pepper. I wanted to have a little bit more mild peppers in the large containers so I could get the most peppers out of them. So I don't have too many mild peppers this year. I know all you guys are probably going to be asking about this stuff. Check out my video prior to this. It's the introduction video, and it kind of talks about what that stuff is in more detail. So here, this is a special plant because one of many of my mantis eggs actually hatched on this one. This is the first one to hatch. You can see him down there hanging out. There's one on that leaf hanging out. They're waiting for food. There's one on there. So this is a Scotch brain. Love this pepper. Really good for dry powders. Good fresh. My friends really seem to love this. Here is our Bitchalokia caramel. So yeah, this is a very beautiful plant. I love the purple leaves. And you can see here, I topped it. So what topping is, basically just pinch off the top before it splits into Y, and that helps it bush out more as opposed to grow straight up, because you know, when it gets windy and these things are tall, blowing in the wind, sometimes they'll break stems. Nature does happen, you guys, and there's nothing you can do about it, but you know, just set it up for the best success is kind of how I like to think about it. And yeah, this is the Bitchalokia caramel. Here we got our in-ground stuff. I'm gonna go over there after I go through these pots. Here's our Carolina Reaper, Peach Reaper. So it's a peach Carolina Reaper. You can see the growth in here, how green and lush that is towards the base of the leaves. This new growth, that's how you know it's growing at a rapid rate. So when you see those light colors coming out, I'll show you that on a couple other plants. But this is the Carolina Peach Reaper. So here we got 7-pot gigantic orange. Yeah, these are supposed to get up to the size of my palm. So that's a pretty big pepper, and the plant's only going to get to about 3 feet in diameter by 3 feet tall. Yeah, like I said, these leaves, see how bright and green they are? That signifies its rapid, fast growth, and that's how you know your plants are doing well. So if you see that, you're doing something right. Here we got our Bootla Bubblegum 7-pot chocolate. At the bottom there, you can see that's a praying mantis egg. You'll see those in quite a few of my pots, and that is what I buy, and I put them in most of my pots so that they can kind of protect, and they're really cool to have around. But yeah, this is the Bootla Bubblegum 7-pot chocolate. Here is the Moruga Scorpion. You can see it's putting on new growth finally. So happy to see that, because this thing was looking gangly and very skinny. But yeah, it's putting on new growth, so that's a really good thing to see. Okay, here is the Aleppo, and see if you can spot the praying mantis real quick. See him? See him? Let me know if you can see him. They're kind of hard to see. This is my all-time favorite pepper ever. Always has been, always will be. Doesn't get too big. The peppers are fairly large, and this one comes from Syria, named after the city in Syria, Aleppo. And yeah, these are just very good. So much flavor and so good for drying and so good for sauces. Just so good. If you guys ever get a chance to get these, I got these seeds on chiliplants.com, and Jim Duffy over at Refining Fire Chilies has it. I think his is a little bit different variant. I really like the one that I have from chiliplants.com. But I'm sure Jim Duffy's is just as good. So this is the Aleppo Pepper. Here we got the Bolivian Rainbow, and this one you can really see those leaves, how green and pretty they are. It signifies quick growth, fast growth, new growth, all of the above. So this is gonna be a cool one. Can't wait to see how it turns out. And this, you guys, this is, let me back up here. This is a very pretty ornamental. It's called a purple pumpkin. I'm really, really pumped with how this plant looks right now. Just very perky, very, just really, yeah, it looks so good. Oh, there's a mantis. See, they're everywhere here, guys. And they're just gonna keep coming. So, you know, this is the purple pumpkin. It's here's the Aleppo Scorpion. I think this is 2019, new for 2019, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could be 2020. But I got this from Jim Duffy over at Refining Fire Chilies. Again, you see the bright colored leaves. It signifies rapid growth and healthy plants. So yeah, don't mind all this stuff. This is old from when it was in the grow tent. Not something to worry about at all. It's not spreading to any other leaves. And it happens, guys. You know, your plants aren't always going to look perfect. So just know that you know, you don't have to rip those things off, those leaves off or anything. You know, you can leave them on, and they will drop them when they want to. But this is the Aleppo Scorpion from Refining Fire Chilies. This is the chocolate Scotch bonnet. Pretty skinny here. You can tell this one really outgrew its pot. Right now, it's trying to put out flowers right now, and I'm gonna pick all these off just because right now the last thing I want it to do is to grow peppers, because when it's this size, it doesn't have the leaf system that it should in place to be able to provide for those peppers if it puts them on. So it's not going to be putting out too much more vegetative growth if it puts peppers on and tries to hold them right now. And what'll end up happening is once these peppers are ripe, you'll pick them. It'll be like 5-6 good peppers at best, and you're left with a plant that's stunted or smaller because it was focusing on those peppers. And now it's going to try to grow more leaves and then put out more peppers, but it's going to be too late for those other peppers, at least here in Minnesota, because the growing season's pretty short here. So trying to maximize the yield for the time that we have here, and that's why I'll pick off these flowers, just because until, you know, I'll pick out the flowers until it has better leaf system in place. So that is the chocolate Scotch bonnet. Here we have the Freeport Orange, another Scotch bonnet variety. Really cool pepper. And so we got the 2 Scotch bonnet varieties, and we got the Scotch Brain over there, which is also a Scotch bonnet variety. So here we got, look at this, guys. It's the Carolina Reaper that's in the ground. This was half the size of the one over there about a week ago, and it has since really taken well to the soil and looks fantastic. It's gonna get pretty big here. So I'm really excited for this. The Carolina Reaper in ground. Goat's horn chili, so these things get long. You can see how long that pepper is already. I'm just gonna pick that off. I'm not ready for this thing to grow peppers yet. I think I'll pick them off for another week or so. But yeah, you can see this thing is just started growing, and it's already, you know, about the size of my pinky. So just throw that there, let it compost down into the ground, feed the worms. That's how we do it. Here is the Mucho Nacho, both Mucho Nachos, a little bit hotter jalapenos, I guess. Moving on here. This is the Aleppo in ground. We got the Aleppo in the pot and the Aleppo in the ground. And you can see both these Aleppos have what's called edema. So it happens when not enough air circulation, which happens a lot inside. Basically, stagnant air will cause water to develop in the leaves, blister in the leaves, and it will pop, rupturing the cells of the leaves. But it's not the end of the world. It's purely aesthetic at this point, but you can see the new growth is getting better, looks better, more healthy, no edema. Here is the Darth Maul pepper, and yeah, this is the Darth Maul. So Charles Polk gave me the seeds. I think it came from Fada's peppers. Pretty unstable pepper, but it's a really cool one. It's basically like a black or red. It ripens red, and it has like black tones throughout it, like Darth Maul's face. We got an Aleppo Scorpion in ground. I already showed you that one, so I'm not going to get into too much detail on that. And then finally, the purple pumpkin, which I let some peppers grow on it. It's not going to be a big deal. They're already ripening up, so shouldn't be too long before those are off, and it'll boost in vegetative growth. So, and you guys, I'm not saying that if you don't pick your flowers and you do have peppers on your plants, that your plant's not going to grow. That's not what I'm saying at all. For me, I just see it as beneficial to help it grow faster. So don't go out there and pick all your unripe peppers off your plants that you've been cherishing for the last few months or whatever. Don't do that. Take my advice. If you would like, if you want to try it on one of your plants to see how it does, go ahead, but I definitely don't want to make you guys go and wreck or take away all that you've been working for. So definitely take that with a grain of salt. So all right, and that's about it, you guys. So that was update number 1 of Mini, May 28th, 2020. I'll see you guys next week, though. Make sure you guys, if you like the video, you can like, comment, and subscribe if you wouldn't mind. It'd help me out quite a bit. We'll see you next week.